Hello students, I hope by this time you must have watched part 1 of this topic, subject verb agreement. Before I take up the session further, children, I would like to say something which I have noticed, that it was Tuesday, I suppose the date was 6th when the homework was uploaded, and when I saw the number of viewers for that video, it was only 70 plus. That means many of you are not taking up your lessons regularly. Children, please mind one thing, that if you keep piling up your work like this, moving on with the things will get difficult. Especially grammar and mathematics, if you don't go side by side with the practice work or the exercise part, it will be very difficult to take up all the rules at the 11th hour. So please, it's a request that be sincere towards your work and take up your work on the assigned day itself. So taking up the topic further, subject verb agreement. We will be taking up today rule number 7. As I said, you need to mark the important parts when you watch and listen to this video the second time. Your first attempt should be only to focus on what I am speaking. Rule 7 says, collective nouns like group, team, herd, committee, etc. These are the names of the different groups. Take a singular verb if all the members in the group take similar action. For example, if you're talking about any group, that is maybe a team, that may be a herd, that may be committee. In case all the members or this particular collective nouns take a similar action, that could be anything, then the verb which will be used is singular. Look at this example. The committee has passed the bill. That means all the members of the committee agreed to the bill and they passed on the same bill, and that is how they took the similar action. However, there is an exception to this rule, that if the members are differing in the actions, or they are different or differing in their points of view, in that case the verb will be plural. Let's read like this. But plural verb if the members take differing actions. Check this example. The committee divided on this issue. So the decision was to be taken on a particular issue, but the committee was not united. It did not work as a unit. It did not take the similar action, but some of them spoke yes to it and some were not in favor of that. And that is how, because the committee was divided on the issue, it was differing in its action, and the verb is plural, that is are. There's a note here. Do not use both singular and plural verbs for a collective noun in the same sentence. As you can see here, when the committee was divided, so my correct verb will be were. But I cannot use here a singular verb. You got my point? I cannot use here my singular verb agrees. It should be agree. Agree is a plural verb. So both the verbs need to be plural. If you are using plural, then it has to be plural. If it is going to be singular, depending upon your sentence, then both the verbs will be singular. Moving on to the next rule, rule number 8. It says, certain nouns like news, physics, furniture, measles, etc. appear in plural form. Why do they appear in plural form? Because they have an S at the end. And it may seem that they are plural words. But no, children, actually their origin is like that, and they seem to be plural, but actually they are singular. So the verb they will be taking will be singular. Example, the news. Though it has an S there, and many of you get confused and you write R. However, news is a singular word and it will take the singular verb. Same way, physics has an S at the end, but there is no plural of physics. Physics itself is a word which seems to be plural but is singular. It is one subject name. So the verb will also be singular, that is. Rule number 10. It reads, certain nouns like spectacles, pants, shoes, scissors, trousers, etc. are always plural. Now, why they are plural? If you just imagine the image of all these words, the words given here, spectacles, pants, shoes, scissors, trousers, you will be easily able to make out that they exist in pairs. Spectacle has 2 glasses, pants have 2 legs to be put in, then shoes are 2 only, scissors have 2 pair of blades, trousers again are just like pants having 2 legs there to put your both the legs there. So that is how they are always taken as plural. However, if they are having the words like a pair of, then it will be taken as singular. A pair of pants, a pair of shoes, a pair of glasses, something like that. It will be taken as glasses. When I say, it is not the glasses which you drink water in. Actually, these glasses also refer to your specs or spectacles. So, when these words which are always taken as plural, if they have this the words a pair of before them, then you will be taking them as singular. Otherwise, because we are talking about a pair, one pair. Those shoes include two things there, or 2 shoes there, but pair means you are talking about one. It is singular, and that is how the verb changes. In case of simple shoes, spectacles, pants, these words are there, you will be using a plural verb. Otherwise, if it has a pair of something like this in before the itself, then you will be taking a singular verb. Next, rule number 11. It reads, words representing a fixed distance. For example, 20 miles shows a fixed distance. Weight, 5 quintals show or represent exact weight. And amount, for example, if somebody says 1000 rupees, then it refers to the fixed amount. So such kind of words will always take a singular verb. Seeing the words rupees, miles, quintals, or 20 or 5, they don't go for a plural verb. They are actually one unit. So the verb they will be taking is a singular verb. Is here, or has, something like that. Any singular verb will be taken by such words. Moving on further, children. You may find the image a bit wavy there because today I'm not able to adjust my phone camera somehow. So please cope up with that and bear with it. Next time I'll try my best to fix in at a right place. So kindly ignore that and focus on the subject matter. Rule number 12 and children, rule number 14 is more or less the same only. You need to focus, and I will sum up both these together because these two circled parts, clauses or phrases and relative clause, actually it's a detailed topic, you can say an intricate topic in itself. So I'll be not getting into these details, and I'll try to simplify as far as I can the what does these two rules say. So rule 12 and 14, as I said, I'll be taking it up together. The verb in the relative clause must agree with the subject qualified by it. The statement itself is a bit tricky one, but I'll try to simplify it. The rule number 14 reads, if a subject is followed by a clause or a phrase, the verb should be in agreement with the primary subject. Actually, children, here when the sentence reads agree with the subject qualified by it, and when it reads should be in agreement with the primary subject, here the subject qualified and the primary subject means one and the same thing. And if you check in here that this relative clause and clause or a phrase, phrase is a different thing, but clause is here also and clause is here also in rule number 12. So the rule is same though put differently here. For a relative clause or for clause or phrase, you can take that if you have some added information related to your subject. In this sentence, it is the dress. And in this sentence, my subject is I. Read it. I, who am poor, cannot afford an Android phone. Who is your subject? I. Okay, and here the dress which the mother gave her children is pretty. Though my entire subject is still here, the dress which the mother gave her children. But my primary subject is, my main subject is only the word dress. Rest is the added information about this subject dress. And here also, this I refers to the poor person who is speaking. But again, who am poor, this is adding information to the word I. So you can take that relative clause or phrase means some information added to the main subject. Now don't be confused with what is a subject. What is a subject? You have been reading and learning it since class 3. Subject and predicate. Subject is something we are talking about. Here we are talking about this person I. Here we are talking about the person, the thing dress. Rest is the added information about it. So in both these cases, when some clause or relative clause or a phrase is added to your main subject, to your subject qualified or to your primary subject, then the verb must agree with that subject. For example, here you may see I is your subject, my verb is am. And here the dress is my subject, the primary subject, and the verb which has been used is. What children usually do is that, I'm not talking about you, but many others, what they do when they come across us, they will see children, the word, and they will write here are. Though the thing is that I'm talking about dress. So what you need to learn is what is your primary subject or what is your subject qualified. Your verb will agree to that only. Rule number 13 says, if a subordinate conjunction. Now again children, this subordinate conjunction is a topic which you will be taking or doing in second term. So just for the information sake, which words are taken up as subordinate conjunction, you please read the list of these subordinate conjunction on page 354. I have written here page 354. You may read there and remember those words. Read them twice, thrice. They will be there in your mind always. So in case if a subordinate conjunction is used to join more than one subject in a sentence, the verb agrees with the subject of the main clause. Now again, these are totally different topics. This conjunction you have been doing. However, you need to know what are subordinate conjunctions, which words are called subordinate conjunctions. Main clause, you may take it as, main clause is the you can say the first, usually the main part of the sentence or the focus of your sentence. Otherwise it's a very detailed and again an intricate topic which requires a good number of sessions to be taught. So I'll simplify it to make you understand. If a subordinate conjunction is used to join more than one subject. Now look at this example. This subject holds this sentence holds two subjects. The general, his soldiers. I have two subjects here. I have written here S1, S2. So these two subjects have been joined using a subordinate conjunction, that is as well as. This is as well as is a subordinate conjunction, and there are good number of conjunctions included in this category. That is on page number 354. Please read it. In such a case, the verb agrees with the subject of the main clause. Now main clause is the first one. The first one is known as the main clause. The main part of a sentence is known as main clause. Without it, the sentence cannot exist, you can say, or does not hold any proper meaning. So in this case, when you have two subjects and they have been joined using a subordinate conjunction, your verb must agree with the main subject or the subject of the main clause. And that is how my verb will not agree with soldiers, it will agree with the general. You can take up like this. In case a sentence has two subjects and it is joined using a subordinate conjunction, your subject will agree with your verb will agree with the first subject. I hope children this simplifies this issue of main clause, that your verb will agree with the first subject, not the second one. I suppose it's clear to you. If not, you can put up your doubt there in on the Google Classroom. Please join it if not done so far. Your homework is to go through these rules once again by watching the video and mark the things in your book what are important, and please solve this particular page, that is 37, and the next page only question number D. Only question number D. Children, as I said in the beginning, I have observed that you people are not watching the videos uploaded or the sessions in whatever form they are reaching you. Please children, do your work timely so that you are not piled up with more work. It will only lead to increase your burden. Kindly take up the session on this very day and complete your homework as well. There was a problem which I was informed that my videos don't hold proper audio there. So I have tried my best to be louder in my tone. In case the problem persists, please inform in any of the group Anju ma'am must be having, and I will try my best to improve it further. Thank you children. Have a nice day.